Okay, the last heuristic that we're going to talk about in this book is anchoring. And anchoring is the tendency, the propensity for the human mind to get anchored on an initial number and then use that as a reference against which all other numbers and all other values show up. The manufacturer's suggested retail price for a car, for example, is a perfect example of anchoring. Why that starts the negotiation, and now when the dealer comes back and is going to go below that, you have no choice but to think you're getting something of a deal automatically. The difference between $2.99 and $3 is a penny, but in your mind you're anchored to the 2 because it comes first. So, and that, you can argue all you want, but that works. $2.99 works. People wouldn't do it if it didn't work. The difference is a penny, but you really do get anchored to the 2, and you think it's important. You think it's actually saving you money. You can't help it. It's literally right there. So you got to stop and slow down and use some rational thought. So here's one of my favorite examples in the entire book was great professor over at Duke, Dan Ariely, and you can see his talks on TED, and fabulous, brilliant man, wrote a great book I used a lot, based a lot of my book on, called Predictably Irrational. Fabulous. Now here's what he did with his class at Duke, was he gave everyone a test. Right? He handed out a piece of paper with a whole bunch of common items on it: a bottle of wine, a textbook, a computer mouse, just random items, okay, just on there. And he asked people how much they would pay for them. Okay, now, here's the thing. Before he did that, he said, okay, now I want you to write the last 2 digits of your social security number on the top of the page. And then next to each item, write those last 2 digits next to each item as a dollar amount. So for me, it would be 14. I'd write 14 on the top of the page, and then I'd write $14 next to the bottle of wine, $14 next to the textbook, $14 next to the computer mouse, and on down the page. Then, and everyone did that with their numbers, right? With their social security numbers. Then he had people write what they would pay for the bottle of wine, really, what they would pay really for the textbook, what they would really pay for the computer mouse, and on and on. Okay? So what were the results? Well, the results of the test, you'd think, okay, well, they know that that's a social security number. They know it has no relevance to the cost of the bottle of wine. No one thinks that those 2 digits had anything to do with anything, except people with social security numbers between 80 and 99 paid 346% more for those items than people with social security numbers for 00 through 20. 346 just by writing 2 random numbers on the page and getting anchored to them first. 346%. This is not some random, this is a heuristic. This is a mental shortcut that you and I are subject to, and without slowing down to think about it, we're gonna get bitten. And there's a significant amount of evidence that just slowing down to think about it, just noticing it, is enough to countermand it. So that's the 5th heuristic, right? That's the heuristic of anchoring, and we're going to show you throughout the buy and sell process how that shows up, how that impacts people, how that is likely to impact you in the buy or sale of your house. All right, those are the heuristics. We're going to get into the process of buying or selling next.